Atiefo, aha African History and Heritage TV. Yebema obibia aha about African History and Heritage TV so. And some for historian Kodu Ajemai. Majia kumya biu. Na sene ya munimi no majia kumya si idia na chese. Asema amede bano eye omanchichiri asem eye asema amuede. Enunti babi obibia bomodia se ube yiwasum na wati kase bono historian Kodu Ajemai medebai. And then nanu 2 days ago and I'm the atem will be a course ewo Kumasi High Court ne Kumasi Appeal Court efa ni Taki Adam Alache the second Gamanche and then Kevin Taki Abia aka ni Taki Teko Suru the second High Court no Kumasi High Court anti bakwasem na obuti abako na esanko appeal ono soso no appeal court nanti bakwasema osan buti abako a bakonso ohire bakonso eye appeal further appeal to Supreme Court Supreme Court ebo nsemienu ni na etuguye media ho kasebo ebrem na kasebo no ekowie se adofo binom ewo comment section ho no ni ebinom ka oboa enye no kre ne kro ne ba nom ne ade my brother enya da me bo me sirimu akansem da documents na me read here no a public document entino oya opo bituma court to get a copy of it na enesuso kaseya me de bremu no eye adansidie ema kasebo amdi kande bare no efa Supreme Court obo High Court Kumasi High Court ene Kumasi Appeal Court na atimu eguye no eho adansidie enam de bremo na krata mensa kam eye atimu appeala ni Taki Adam Alachere oyeye ediko Appeal Court Kumasi a yantie Kelvin Taki Abia ono na numasem no so ejina sunti ema Supreme Court ebo sa atimonu eguye ne kwadu a oboye na mebe kenkan de akire adofwe na eno aye adansidie se Supreme Court de a mebe kenkan ye no na eye no kre trudu no bomo yenkoye adofo ba bi owo bia bomodian so be subscribe no wa share na wama adofo nkaye nso enya kasebo bia ti enya biahwe osi in the Superior Court of Judicature in the High Court of Justice Kumasi AD 2025 ni Taki Adam Lache the second Gamanche house number 24 Abonia Street Dansuman Accra versus Kelvin Taki Abia aka ni Taki Teko Suru the second unknown house number Nima Junction opposite Nima Police Station Accra ni Taki Adam Alache ene ye plaintiff no ena versus ni Taki Abia ono eye first defendant the second defendant National House of Chiefs Kumasi filed on 29th July 2025 now atifo momenti kwadua ni Taki Adam Alache oye Gamanche ode kobo Kelvin Taki Abia ne kwadu no e dey di this way or say statement of claim. 1. The plaintiff, who is plaintiff none ni Taki Adam Alache the second. The plaintiff is the legitimate paramount chief of the Ga State, that is Gamanche, properly and customarily selected, elected, installed, and installed by the appropriate kingmakers. Or say, ni taki adamalache or ye plaintiff we kwadu bofwe also on the ye gamancha asi ahenefo a omo nkramamu afa mamre ne amane kwanso ednasi akunwa so. 2. The first defendant no Kelvin Takiabia ni Takiteko Suru the second. The first defendant is an impostor gamanche, unlawfully, illegitimately, uncustomarily, and arbitrarily imposed on the people of the Ga State in or about 2017 by the then government of the time and with the involvement of some security personnel. Nana Kwadune said the first defendant ni Takiteko Suru the second. Or say ono de onye gamanche onye gahene na ofa frakadam kwanso ene kotra akonwa no so esan say 2017 esan say abanya no wo ho sabre no ene ye ne moa ene odi no kotra nkrafo akonwa so na mom no onye obi a nkrafo na nanom atrankonwa kimmike sayi no. Third, that the second defendant is the body mandated by law to oversee all matters and activities of other bodies related to chieftaincy in Ghana. The second defendant, Oye National House of Chiefs. Nanako Aduneso Onoso Oyobia National House of Chiefs second defendant Admokobia Wonum Enehwe Nananom Ahinie Nsemso Ewo Ghana. 4. The plaintiff says that following the death of Bonnie Ni Amugi II, the Ga Paramount stool fell vacant until the necessary processes were initiated by the Royal House, that is the Abola Piam, whose turn it was to install a new gamanche. Or say, Bonnie Ni Amugi II, Uchana ni ehwe baino, enkran Ga akonwa kese no ebeda mpan, eni santino na akonwa no adru abusuan yefre won Abola Piam abusuan so se wonum epa odehye na obedi Ga anase enkran akonwa no. 5. The plaintiff says that the first defendant was one of the 3 shortlisted candidates of the Ga Paramount stool, and after several consultations and vetting procedures, he, the plaintiff, was elected, and thereafter he was customarily installed and installed as the paramount chief of the Ga traditional area, that is Ga State, on Saturday, June 11, 2011 by the Ga Traditional Council. Or say, Nana ni Adamalache. National can say the first defendant ni Taki Abiye. No crack, so Kunyano be damn pino. Na o can this year no be pre Kunyan Honanso no. Yamfa mano. Ye say a Kunya toa ye pray. O pray yan wonya. No ni Taki Adamalache. Ena a Kunyano at this year besi heneno. Bedisi akunwa so on the 11th June. Bronya bosunya etosunsia 2011 edinisi akunwa so. The plaintiff averts that following his installment, his name was entered into the National Register of Chiefs and thus gazetted on 24th April 2014, and he continued to peacefully perform all the required customary and administrative duties as the paramount chief of the Ga traditional area without any challenges from anybody. Nana say, Ekobasa no, April 2024, and he didn't share ahemfo womanum ene gazette no eje netum wo breko a obia ansi no kwan. 7 in or about 2017, the first defendant, who is Kevin Tekiabia, began to relentlessly claim the government is through with political assistance and interference in the Ga state chieftaincy affairs, resulting in my being unlawfully removed from the Gamanchas palace by a team of policemen and soldiers under the pretext of protecting him from an anticipated attack by some named hoodlums. Nana Trese 2017 no, and the first defendant Kevin Teki Abia o kan say Ga konwa no ne dia na ban na oteso no ne moa ema omo ebe pam ono gamanche every ono na himfi ho na police for ediatre soldier for so ediatre na bebe wo ni nkonsa every crime gamanche ahimfi ho. The plaintiff, number 8, the plaintiff states that after he had been cunningly and unlawfully removed from the Gamanchas palace, the first defendant was taken to the palace to occupy say. Nana Trese, police if one is soldier for a buy some be sebe me yinum free and cry him fio. Esan said ne bambo ehia. If you say nkramrantie bi ayese bebe kwa akoto ahye no so no sa na ye frakadam akyirei na onu hu se Kevin Tekiabia aban no edin aye ne moa edin akotena himfi ho se ono ene ye Gamanche. The plaintiff avers that he is customarily and legally installed and gazetted as the paramount chief of Ga traditional area, that is a Ga state, and this fact was confirmed by the National House of Chiefs in their letter dated 9th April 2018, together with an extract from the National Register of Chiefs. Nana say, ni Adamalache, near Okan say, oh no, na yedida sihne. Na yedi ni din akọ ahemfo womanum aba mane ho adansi di krata. 10. The plaintiff states that there have been other publications in the national newspapers to the effect that he has been accepted or endorsed by the Ga Traditional Council without any challenge from any quarters. Ode ekoba asa yedi ni si akonwa so no yesam de kode ubokratam se ono na si ahenefo ayi no de na si de ubok Ga nkran akonwa kese no so we nso so baaye no obia ni ho a okasati aye. The plaintiff says that in an earlier case at the High Court for a mandamus application titled The Republic versus the National House of Chiefs Manshia Kumasi Esparte ni Tetekwe George Taki Abia, that is interested party, suit number C10/5/16.11, the applicant in that case has sought the court to compel the National House of Chiefs to expunge the name of the plaintiff herein from the National House of Chiefs, but the prayer was refused by the court, rather urging the parties to let the status quo remain until the final determination of the petition that was then pending before the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs at Dodowa. Ode Kevin Tekiabia ono okoye imposter chief no ode court ewo Kumasi High Court na ode nsha ye friend mandamus eto National House of Chiefs so say onkoyi ono na not ni Teki Adam Alache ni din free register no na onfa ono Kevin Teki abia ni din enkoche register no na ekoye no court no ebu ase no Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs Ga Anasen crime phone come yasem no akodi Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs enti no esese betwene ans kosi se atemu no ebekoso wo Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs no e di natemu no ba ansana anamontuo bi e wo hwa National House of Chiefs no atimatu. So the plaintiff says that in or about September 2020 he was elected by the members of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs as one of the 5 representatives of the said Regional House of Chiefs at the National House of Chiefs, and just when he was about to be inducted into the National House of Chiefs, a certain need Tete Ashon, the thief, caused an application for prohibition to be filed against the plaintiff in the case entitled in the matter of an application invoking the supervisory jurisdiction of the High Court in the nature of prohibition and in the matter of the Republic versus the National House of Chiefs, Kumasi, etc., suit number C12/20/21. Ose na ekoba se odi hene no ono ni Teki Adam Alache no Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs edini din ko se nananum atrankomye wo Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs nipa na hemfo abapa obe sebe nkosi bananim ewo National House of Chiefs no ono ni Teki Adam Alache ya yirubi aka ho na ekoba asa no na dihye ba ko ayefre ni Tete Ashon odi ko dan court se court emfata abo ento ni so se ene kwanse National House of Chiefs eje ono ni Teki Adam Alache etum se oye member of the National House of Chiefs. 13. That on 29th March 2021 the High Court Kumasi delivered its ruling and granted the prohibition order on the grounds that the appropriate body or institution should determine who is the legitimate occupant of the Ga Stool before the induction to the National House of Chiefs takes place. Also na odikoda in court no 29th March 2021 na Kumasi High Court edia temu ebiba se Dabida esa National House of Chiefs me atwentwe so ma yenyi ni Adam Alache entumansa kosi se National House of Chiefs ebe determine asema akoto nkrankonwa asem no a akodi National House of Chiefs ene court stem no na yehunu odihye a ono na ye ohene no National House of Chiefs ebe den ebe kansa asem no awie. 14. The plaintiff states that the concluding paragraph of the said ruling dated 29th March 2021 is captured as follows. Ose na court no na temu na ode bae no ebi emunsem ni na wakotu a sabre make bekinkan. Ose consequently the respondent is hereby prohibited from inducting the interested party into the National House of Chiefs pending the final determination by the appropriate body or institution, the legitimate occupant of the Ga Stool, unquote. Or say, Sate Muno, Emuasem, and Abai say, court no boa say, Ese ye twentwen so say ye bedi ni Adamalate atum say oye member of the National House of Chiefs no. Ese say twentwen so kosi say court no ana say House of Chiefs ono ka ahemfo asem no obeka na wabekire ahemfo mienu no nia oye nkrahene konkron. 15. The plaintiff says that nowhere in the said ruling arising from the application cited in paragraph 12 and 13 supra state categorically that the plaintiff's name should be removed or expunged from the National House of Chiefs. Ode atemwe na buy ye can say National House of Chiefs Nigeria oje ni Adamalate atum no de ontwentwen so kosi se ahemfumienu no abepra konwa no National House of Chiefs no ana appropriate body no ebe determine ebe kire nia oye enkrahene nambom babia ni ho atebo no babia ni ho abeka se ono ni Adamalate no anidi adika akoshe National Register of Chiefs no yenyin frimda o se atemo na e court ho no babia ni ho a court no bua atensa o se 16. The plaintiff says the second defendant herein deliberately misinterpreted the above cited order of the court and skewed it and expunged the plaintiff's name from the National House of Chiefs. Or say the court basano and then second defendant oya National House of Chiefs oya den okoyi ono ni Adamalate ni din every National House of Chiefs no register no. 17. The plaintiff says that having gone through and having satisfied all the requirements necessary to be installed as the Gamanche and having been properly entered into the National Register of Chiefs, his name was expunged from the National Register of Chiefs without being offered any opportunity to be heard, which act infringes upon the human rights. Ode ekoba sano and National House of Chiefs the second defendant e wasem we mu no otoko so ekoyi ono ni Adamalate ni di every National House of Chiefs register no wo bereko a one man kwan ma ono so wantie nasen wantie kwadu a yede bo no ono ne nchetremu wanfa ama yekoyi National House of Chiefs no edintentem ekoyi ni din efrimu. 18. The plaintiff says he is alive, he has not been destooled, he has not abdicated the stool, and also there is no order of any court or judicial body of competent jurisdiction to expunge his name from the said register. Ni Adamalate na sem ne se otiase omuye ana konwa no so onya adi yentu no mfra konwa no so na enam so ama yakoyi ni din afri National Register of Chiefs no so ana court bia so nkan se yenkoyi ni din enye den emfrim ni yakoyi ni din afri wobreko a yantie na sem. 19. The plaintiff avers that subsequently the second defendant unlawfully and arbitrarily entered the name of the first defendant into the National Register of Chiefs in such a manner that defies any legal principle and comprehension. Also, the second defendant nipa ne otoso mienu a obone kwadu wone nsamankrata mu na eye National House of Chiefs no okoko yi ni din onu ni Adamalache nu din free register no na ono second National House of Chiefs no edi ni Taki Abia ni din ekose register no. 20. The plaintiff says that he is not a fresh applicant who is seeking to have his name registered as a chief, but one who has been denied his legal and human rights to be heard before the expungement of my name from the register of chiefs. Ode, ono die, ni Adamalache, nye afe na o prese yamfa ni din kwase register num. Na mom awobia ni din asha register num dada. Na National House of Chiefs akwa yidin na free. Wobreko a ono wantie the side of the story. Atemu asem no wanya kwan ba ma ne kwan ma ono bantie na asem. 21. The plaintiff says that the expungement or removal of his name from the National Register of Chiefs would have recourse to him sins against his human rights as much as it is unjust, arbitrary, and unlawful. Ode, sebe kwenye nidin every National Register of Chiefs no wobrekuwa bantie ono nasem na onye boni bia na beko yi nidin film no etiamra na etia atentrene na esanso etia ono ni Adamalache ono ne fa hudie yetetia so. Particulars of arbitrariness. Ode nia etrese kwanya ni di fa so free National House of Chiefs register no enye kwampa na eye frakadam kwano ene no ode bai. 1. Also expunging or deleting the name of the plaintiff from the National Register of Chiefs would have first given him, the plaintiff, any opportunity to be heard. Also sebe yini di free wabreko aba mo ne kwadu na ba ma ne kwan manan church na semu na be yini di free sam na chese eno frakadam. 2. Expunging and deleting the name of the plaintiff from the National Register of Chiefs without any charge. Also, begging the free, but money kwa dubia, e mane anchretrim. 3. Expunging and deleting the name of the plaintiff from the National Register of Chiefs without any order of any court of any judicial body of competent jurisdiction. Also, begging the free. Obreko court bia anaba bia sebede ne kokobo ne kwa du na ono so kwatire no banfana alcohol. The plaintiff avers that the entry of the name of the first defendant herein onto the said National Register is illegitimate and in bad faith. Nia ochane se sebedi ni Taki Abia ni din ko shemu no enyambra kwan kra na nia ogina so a na gina so a ogina so ka se enyambra kwan ene di this way. Also entering the name of the first defendant when the plaintiff is not dead, has not been distilled, has not abdicated, nor is there any judicial order affecting him. Also se obeyi ni di free na bede ni Taki Abia ni di ko shemu wobreko a ono ni Adamalache otiase a onwuye no de na chese itiamra. Wherefore the plaintiff claims as follows. Na esan santino ni Taki Adamalache ni osre court say court enye manuni or say a declaration that the expungement or removal of the name of the plaintiff from the National Register of Chiefs by the second defendant herein was unlawful, arbitrary, and sins against natural justice. Ode near Osra court so on your man say, Beji ni di free na bede ni Teki Abia din koshim no. Etiamra prapra na enchre atentene. Eti court no M1. Second, a declaration court no M1 a declaration that the entry of the name of the first defendant herein, Kelvin Teki Abia aka D Teki Teko, through the second, by the second defendant herein onto the National Register of Chiefs and or the chieftaincy bulletin as the Gamanche is wrongful and unlawful and illegitimate. Ode Osra court no say court no montungu say National House of Chiefs edi Kevin Teki Abia a obone ho safo hene say ye friend ni Teko Suru the second no court no a National House of Chiefs edi ni di ko share chieftaincy register no Osra court to say court mo sa asem no entungu kra say National House of Chiefs any kwanso yesa. An order directed at the second defendant to expunge the name and all other particulars of the first defendant herein from the National Register of Chiefs and or the chieftaincy bulletin. Also, Osra court to say, court to ensure National House of Chiefs na onyi ni Teki Abia ono ni din a yaboni samrani ni Teki Teko Suru the second no. Osra court to say court enyi ni din court to ensure National House of Chiefs na onyi ni din free National Register of Chiefs no. Another directed at the second defendant to restore the name of the plaintiff herein onto the National Register of Chiefs as the Gamanche. Na court on san kwashe National House of Chiefs. Na onsanfa ono ni Adamalache. Ni din enkwashe National House of Chiefs register num. 5. Costs including legal fees. Osra court to say ni Teki Adamalacha or this Samankra we Sakwa Due Akobo ni Kevin Teki Abia Osra court to say Eka Wabobia Yense Kevin Teki Abia no Untria Nadiaman. 6. An order or orders that the court may deem fit. Ena enche anamrabia court ediba ni Teki Abia enam so mono ni Adamalache nasem no adim no Osra court to say anamobia court betu was akwa no so no court into Ebano. Dated at Afisem Chambers National Science Museum, Charlotte, number 8 Adabraka, Accra, this 24th day of July 2025. Stephen Asante Bequin Esquire, Solicitor of the Supreme Court, Ghana, Afisem Chambers, Adabraka, Accra, lawyer for the plaintiff, solicitor, license number ESRS/02555/25, copy to the registrar, High Court, Kumasi, and to the within named defendants. Order for in Samankrata ni Teki Adama Lache the second. Odeko bo Ordina sem kodai court a court so eye nhwehwemu a ni Teki Abia ana ni Teki Teko Suru the second or no so ye further appeal to the Supreme Court Supreme Court yen hwehwemu na okan say High Court no ni Teki Abia ana Kevin Teki Abia ono ordinance semko down wonum antie House of Chiefs no antie ono ni Adam Alache asemo abeyi ni di free register no na yetosu yedi ni di free register no na oye appealer sa appeal no so ene kitamia makenkan ni Teki Adam Alache eye ho appealer eno krata na makenkan anane kwadu a ode ball ni Teki Abia ena makenkan ene National House of Chiefs ena makenkan ede akyeremu sa atemu mienu wi ni eba 2021 ene 2025 we ena ekodi Supreme Court na Supreme Court ye hwehwemu can say no Davida kwanya anamontuo mienu na ekoso no enya anamontuo papa against natural justice entrem no credit into wa boss ansem mienu no enyina ayeden wa bo atoagu odofo subscribe na share nama adofo na tifo nkaye enti kasebo ibi ene da hono minua enti presentation am di kan de brem no se eye decision a Supreme Court eteki ye no enye bosrimka we so ne amede abai enye bosrimka we eye public document atemu no ekoso odofo sa enetie enti no minua comment section hon ni ameta hunu se ebinom so historian way hell or the na frune nam na do ma hene ono wa han no otuanka ene ne kroniba minia abakosem yenkama ne wo nananom ayato ho ene yeka ntima bribi ameba no make it documents eye modina so eno so nam gina ede kasa no what I say na mo me kasa no bibi sam say sabra adomo kusi asembeto na adoma hene oyemem na prekope na ejintreha na the whole Ghana obi atiho politicians tiho ahemfo tiho National House of Chiefs tiho Peace Council tiho asofukuo religious bodies in atiho na benhu ne pomosi bre desa se meko university abakosem na mkosua ye na hono nyame mame nyansa se ko na historian podwadma tisidom na fantrechiremu bi ko na emma wiemu enjobre na ntoko bia ankusi no mede baaye no so no mede sa fantrechiremu no baaye na emma wiemu enjobre politicians nipa kese na be frame here and there edamase why ade anamo wa watui wa ma wiem ajo emma asundua ba eno na yenkromfo ye frame jihad nyamduma nyamduma nko ane se wakotra so demu na wotodom anakramuni wakotra masalati na wo ye Allahu Akbar ade a obeya masundua ba ma nipa ne ho aton wo asase so bia no nyamduma eno ne friend worship ibada yenkramufo sa ne friend me koye sa nyamduma no ma wiem joye na hono abakose na mkokan no esanse na ekoma binom no eno de piao historian why here no kura no so na nguso kan na nna no esanse enkoma onti no ozio historian no ajmobodu na hwe na funum ajmobodu na yesi na sabre no a me koka no kure a efa doma kusi ne saga hono eno no na ekutia na adom ahena oyam mem na na prekope nanso manka se oyam na nantino meno megina na chi na no kra ewom no esem koka ma wiemu jo ma asundue ba no sabre no hwan so na na wa mamsika hwan na na wa bompa se me nkoka sabre no me nkoka sa asem no sabre no isan se ekoma wunti no eno de no obi ama miska nne no kro no ameka no a ompe no nokura no a eye nokura nso na enkoma wunti no ne wo kan so na adom ahene historian or the no fune na adom ahene awore pa ayene minua na adom ahene mompa na adom ahene so no se omam sika po a ote ase enya bribe because oyam nana na wo nana che wade a eye bribe se wo papa che wade ana wo busuani che wade a eno eye bribe ana o man he na omam sika po a na eye bribe ote ase because oye ni busuani ote ase ni krom so no nko school ote ase oyem senior o wa passes no na mo form 4 e Doma senior secondary senior high school sabre ne friend Doma secondary school ni yira odanati na Doma hene yira on na wo miensa no o ye mem historian ko judgment be classmate oni mepa nanso Doma kusi asemba ye no monhuro njina na Doma hene ji se oyem hene oyem nana because oyejamani oyem nana na ne yere so minim no nti me kan no kra ewum se be yo na iwi mbejo ene enko maunti no kra kro no a me kan no enko maunti na ye bia ususu se ekoma na Adom ahene ndi no ne wo kan se akwana ya brave no odofo me no kra na meka because e dance bua nipa yebewu na wunso a atemu eda ho enti Quran kase asem bi ebefiri Quran the Bible kan asem bi ebefiri nipa wa no beba no wo ho atemu anabom bi obetu bia no wo ho atemu malaika fo ebebisa ho asem wa dakamram ansana dankwa ma atibuada Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa ba bi bua waten nti nipa otibi ase a fano kredie eyaduma eno na kredie na me historian ko judgment me de ye aduma me nya hwehwadi mu me hwe obi anim na makana sem asema ye nokre ne dapono so trudu eno na me de be ye aduma odofo me da wase me da tiefo wase subscribe na share na ma adofo nkaye entie kase boy bi me da wase me mamo emoniti anyado